I've called the VA. I'm still trying to get my benefits, guys. And you remember the day that, well, just go into my channel and you'll see how many times I've talked about getting my VA benefits. So last week I said, hey, I just want to know the status of my application. And they're like, oh, well, the claim status is still developing phase. And then I said, I need you to make sure to change my address, because they were telling me, even last year, they were saying they didn't have my current address. So last year, in April, before this lung surgery thing, I went into the VA for like, I don't know, the 6th, 7th time, and I told the guy there, his name is Miguel. I said, hey Miguel, go ahead and here's this paperwork. I gave him the paperwork. I need for you to change my address because the VA is saying, hi Kylan, Logan's son. Supposedly they haven't received my address. And do you know how many times I've called? I said, well, here's the paperwork. I need you. I'm here in person. Please change my address. And I said, I need to know if I can get a copy of my shot records. So then I give him the form and he's like, oh, you don't need this. Let me call them directly. So then he calls them directly and he says, fine, you don't have to give the form anymore. Turn it in. And so I ripped it right there and I didn't turn it in because I figured, okay, well, he's here at the VA. He called. I heard him call and I heard him talk to the person there. And then I said, hey, so how can I get my shot records? Because I'm going to need to probably get an attorney, I said, because I was denied the first time. Supposedly because they didn't have my address or my phone number. And that's BS. So pretty much I'm a ghost for their assassin purposes. You know how that goes. And so then again, last week I called and I said, hey, I just want to know if you have my correct address. I want to know what's up with my information. And again, they say, we don't have your address and we need to know your old address. So I gave them 3 addresses and they were incorrect. So then I go into my filing cabinet today and I get 3 more places where I've lived, because I've moved 7 times, I think, since my divorce, or 8. And then I finally gave them the correct, quote unquote, their correct address. Okay, so now they're saying that they only have my shot records from 1973. And I even told the person, I go, you know that Hillary Clinton, when she ordered that bombing of the Oklahoma City, which was not the guy Dammer or whatever his name is, this is ridiculous, guys. So I called again today. I said, okay, I have the correct address. They're like, yes, ma'am, that's the correct old address that you have. And I said, all right. So she says, let me know when you were in service. So I gave her my in-service date and my RAD. So the EOD, RAD. Oh, no, ma'am, that's not what we have. And I'm like, I said, it's here. This is my DD-214. You guys gave this to me. How else would I get an ID, my driver's license that says that I have, that I'm a veteran? And now they're bullshitting me once more, saying that I'm pretty much a ghost, okay? So they're saying, okay, you're going to need to ask for a Privacy Act request, a change of address, and now my bank took over, another bank took over my bank, so now another, you know what I'm saying? It's never ending. And anyway, hey Kylan, how are you doing? And I had a dream, Kylan, of you and Tom Althouse working together. He was actually helping you write. It was a round table. We were at one of the conferences, and this was after there was this incident at the church. We were right by a Catholic church, right? And there's this lady that I don't know why I had to defend her or whatever. These 5 guys wanted to kick her butt, so I pretty much went back like that with my head and kicked their butt. I don't know how I did it, but there was 5. And then she says, thank you for saving me. And guess what? She was pregnant, and in her dress, it was like a yellow dress, and it says the word. I'm like, what? The word? Like, it can't be, dude. Like, God's talking to me, But yeah, Kylan, so I told Tom, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be working with him. So, all right. So Wednesday, we're going to have, what's her name? Heather Williams, hopefully, and her son, Andrew. And if not, then we'll just shoot the shit like always and talk about whatever is happening in the world. And as far as Charlie Kirk, guys, well, Go ahead and read the post that I put on Facebook on Kerry Cassidy, that it was all a hoax, that he was a white hat. He was also the architect for Trump. He's not dead. They're saying that. So you guys know how that goes. All right. I'll see you Wednesday. Love you guys. Bye, Kylan. Love you. Bye-bye.